Hello, I'm Cal Ginwitty Dill Medicuddy, Sully, and this is Antisocial News because if you're coming here for a specific point of view, you're not going to get that. I'm not trying to make friends, I'm just trying to talk and show you some news stories that I find interesting from around the world. Show you some news stories that I find interesting from around the world. Also, all these news sources are from legitimate news outlets from around the world. None of these are like your 2-bit WordPress talking about what the homosexuals are doing to the soil to make landing strips for gay Martians. None of that. It's not any of that. It's legitimate news outlets from around the world, and also it's not Orange Man bad, Trump is evil, You can find that on every other news outlet. And I know all my Dem friends are always like, but not Fox News though. Okay, don't watch Fox News. If you want anti-Trump stuff, you can find it on CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS. You can find it everywhere else. I'm not harping on that. This isn't going to be pro-Trump. This is not going to be anti-Trump. I'm not going to focus on Trump stuff. If you're looking for everything through the lens of what Trump feels about it, thinks about it, not going to get that here. I'm not trying to make anti-Trump friends. I'm not trying to make pro-Trump friends. I'm not trying to make pro this narrative or that narrative or conspiracy. No, we're not making friends. We're just telling you the news. It's antisocial. That's the antisocial part of it. I'm not trying to like help somebody's narrative. I really just want to show you the real life or death news situations going on around the world. And there's a lot that are really being overlooked. So that's kind of what this is. It's what it's always been. And now I'm thanked to be helped by I'm Omid, our editor, newest partner to what's going on here. I'm Omid. Thank you so much for what you do. Link to his channel is in the description below. Go ahead and give that a subscribe. Help out the Patreon, which will then help support his support for the channel. Also, links to everything that I discuss are going to be in the description below. Moving on. Oh yeah, and about 2-bit WordPresses, check out mine, antisocialnews.com, where you'll see real news stories curated from legitimate websites from around the world by myself and Slim Johnson, our editor, who lives in Nigeria and does some amazing posts there. So there you go. Shout outs all around to all the hard workers on this website. Now to the news. Let's just break it open. Antisocial News Body Count Report for December the 17th, 2018. Man runs amok. How often do you hear amuck in the news, huh? A-M-U-C-K. Man runs amok. Holds boy hostage. Injures 6 others in a shooting in Manila. Manila Times reporting on this one. This is a ridiculous story. The picture, you want to talk about a picture that says 1,000 words. This one says a novella. It's ridiculous. Check it out. Link in the description below. I'm going to just go ahead and jump on. You have to look at this article, though. You want to talk about a crazy movie that just happened today. You got to look at that. All right. Now we have to get on to a really huge story. Judgment to El Chapo. Revealing recording of the negotiation between the leader of the Sinaloa cartel and a narco of the Farc. Prensa Libre reporting. Now, this is kind of awkward the way I just said that, and the reason why it's so awkward is because it's Spanish translated into English by Google Translate from the Chrome browser, so it isn't that great of a translation, but you should go see this article for yourself, and if you can read in Spanish, good for you. You might be able to parse this out a little more and see why people are really interested about cooking El Chapo. And he's a real scumbag, so I hope he gets what's coming to him. Oh, another Prensa Libre article about corruption, crime, violence done by the police and the government there. Prensa Libre reporting these are more than 20 crimes committed by police in 2018. Link in the description. Muy importante. Very interesting story. Thank you, Prince Libre, out of Guatemala. It's Guatemala for you people who can't understand my flawless Spanish accent. All right. Sí, yo comprendo español. Okay. Anyway. All right. Second Canadian detained in China amid Huawei CFO row. Okay, Times of India reporting on this. Times of India is an amazing news outlet. I love it. I really enjoy Times of India. So check them out on this. They're reporting about some of the wackiness going on with China. And it's important to talk about China. You know why? They're big. There's a lot of them. They got a great economy. They got a great military. They're doing a lot of sketchy stuff. You know what else they're doing? Some ridiculous human rights violations. And they're making friends with people who also have bad human rights records. Really sketchy stuff. And remember how everybody got really upset this year about that guy Jamal Khashoggi? Well, Khashoggi. But Khashoggi. Anyway, I can't pronounce his name. I mean, I technically can, but just not in any way that doesn't sound like I'm really making a weird noise. Anyway, that guy, everybody got really upset when Saudi Arabia killed him. Well, China does that sort of stuff all the time. It's a huge deal that we kind of just ignore when China does that stuff. So we need to start noticing this stuff. They're doing some horrible things. Start paying attention when China's in the news and try to understand these sort of stories about like the Huawei Spygate going on and how they're lashing out at other countries now, like Canada apparently. Second to last story here, we got the Popemobile and the Gaza riots. If you've ever wanted to see a crazy mob of people with a giant swastika as they try to invade Israel, lit on fire behind them, check out the Gaza riot photographs in this Ynet News article. I have my Israeli flag here because I like Israel and I very much like Ynet News and their plain text reporting. Very good reporting, Ynet News. Thank you. And I'm so glad I remembered you. And thank you for the Israel Discord for suggesting Ynet News to me. So long ago when I first started doing the body count report. Okay. All right. Enough of a trip down memory lane. Let's get to the crux of it here. Let's get to the real meat of antisocial news. Let's get to why you came to antisocial news. You didn't come here to see me just tell you a few news stories of interest or a guy running amok in Manila. You wanted to know about the real stuff going on. And let me tell you about the Uighurs in China, okay? I don't know if you know this, but there's an entire Turkic ethnicity in China called the Uighurs, and they've been rounded up in an entire province. Rounded up, okay? And I love in America, the worst thing that can happen in America is somebody can say a mean word, okay? Or somebody doesn't let people come into the country. But we all want to ignore China really hard. And you know what China did? They actually rounded up a whole bunch of people because of the ethnicity that they are, how they're born, how they live their life, how they worship their God, and they shoved them into forced labor camps. Now, I can't speak to a man's heart. I don't know the situation. I don't know what's all been going on there. But I can tell you there's probably some innocent people in those slave camps, in those concentration camps in China. So link in the description below to a dawn.com article about the locked away, forgotten Muslim Uighur wives of Pakistani men. So if you are interested to learn more about the Uighurs and their situation, check that out in the description. I'm going to try to put another link to what's going on there. China's been doing some wild stuff recently. They disappeared the head of Interpol. They've displaced all these Uighurs, and then also you've got the whole Spygate thing going on. So there's some crazy China stories. And whenever you turn on the news and you see some fluffy thing about a celebrity did this or a politician did that, I want you to remember there's some life or death news out there. You just got to find it. And it's not going to make any friends. But it's out there. It really is. Good news sources have good, legitimate news. With that, I'm Sully. I say cheers.